So I thought today's video, it might be interesting to give you a peek behind the curtain, as it were, to see what a search looks like when I'm just running a regular search for a client. I obviously will create the search and save it so that I can utilize the same criteria every time and just do market updates, which I then review manually. Take a look at the photos, take a look at the details, and see if it's really a proper fit for them. So I'm going to use an example for one of my clients who's currently looking for an active. Obviously, we want something something you can put an offer in on. They're looking residential. They want a single family home. They are looking for something that is under $425,000. So we're going to put that in here. Obviously the zeros are here, so it's already done. What they are also, you can see we still have over 5,000 matches. So keep an eye on that little number down there, as which is our live count. Keep an eye on that as we narrow this down a bit. So their requirement is that we have at least 4 bedrooms. So we're going to go 4 or more. We want to make sure they have at least 2 or more bathrooms. And they are looking for a home that was built later than the 1980s, just because they want to make sure everything's at least been updated to that level. Ideally, they would want something that's like brand new, if they could. But at this point, something like that is not going to be, like the new construction is not going to be in here, so we have a different system that we use for that one. So I can do that one another day for you. But let's go with something that's built in the 80s or better, or newer. You can see we're still looking at some pretty hefty numbers, right? So then the next thing we're going to do is they would ideally like to stay in Clearwater. So what we're going to do is go in here, but we're going to go into all of the Clearwater zip codes. And we're going to select all of these, add them, make sure we cover all of Clearwater, click OK. Boom, we're down to 10. Their search criteria, by the way, they're expanded beyond just Clearwater, but for now I'm focusing on that Clearwater request. And then we can scroll down here for a lot more additional fields, and I can actually add far beyond this, but these are the key ones that keep coming up as far as what people want as a minimum as I work through their wish lists. So then we have a pool is a must for them. And the garage, although it was optional, from what they told me, it sounds like there's a lot of stuff that needs storage. So I opted in for a garage for them. That's going to be that kind of added touch, as it were. As you can see, that didn't change things for their search that much. It went from 4 to 3. So I think I'm going to leave it off on this one. Usually I'll use that as kind of that dictator. So on my mind, when I go through a lot of these manual ones, that's what I'll do, is I'll kind of keep that garage in the back of my mind as something that's an optional. So we're going to go for our results here. Let's see what we got. So as you can see, we've got a list of the 4 properties. We can see when they were built. You've got your beds and your baths. Nice that some of them have 3 instead of 2. And then we're going to go and look at them on a map real quick. So you can see the one is in Feather Sound. You've got one over here in like the Safety Harbor area. Then you got another one that's up here kind of in Palm Harbor. But they would all be theoretically Clearwater addresses. So we'll look at the first one just so you can get a peek of it. So as you can see, this one's going to be the year built. Here's the price, address, private pool, and then you've got your description. What you'll also see is that as we scroll down further, there's a little bit of info down here where we see realtor information. So everything below that is going to be stuff that you as consumers don't usually see. That'll be the things where it tells about financing, it tells us how to contact the listing agent. There's a whole bunch of stuff down there that's just the detail that's not publicly available. It would also be things for security purposes, like if there are security codes that are needed, or knowing whether the home is vacant or not, which we don't want that information out in the public, obviously for safety reasons. So let's take a look. What we can do is take a look at the pictures. It's not just that itty bitty picture, but as you can see, it's a cute home. You know, it's got its fence, it's got some nice coloring, great backyard. I know that this particular couple was looking for a little open feel. So these vaulted ceilings, I can see that's a good one. They are looking for updated, so the cabinets might be something that I would, you know, call out when I send them the results, but the rest of the kitchen has been updated, which is really nice. But it does still have the laminate cabinets. We've got, you know, nice open rooms, it looks like. And so what I would do, say this is a good fit, I would check that box there, and then I would click on email. And this is where I would email out to them, change out my subject line, and let them know, hey, just found this one that I thought you'd be interested in. Since it's below budget, perhaps we can overlook the cabinets in the kitchen. And that would be kind of my funny email out to them. As you can see, it would come from me. And then we would send it off. And then just a quick preview so you can see what it would look like on my client side. When you receive it, you will see that there's a pin here where the house is. You can zoom out and in, okay? And then you can also see the listing on the side here. And if it was multiple, I can send multiples. So if I had sent all 4 of the ones that were on our list, we go back here. I'm going to cancel that email. But if we had gone back and sent all 4 that were on our list, right, then I would check each of those boxes. And I would select all for now, just as an example. And then click email. And then we can preview that. And you can see that sending all of them, they're pinned and they are listed here where you can take a look. And as you hover, you can see where it's located. So you got 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then when you click on the listing, it gives you all that nice info. It's great for, you know, if you have any thoughts or you want to see anything in the area. Our MLS program has really expanded to provide you with a good overview of what you're looking at. So you get a really nice view of what's out there, and a good opportunity to really analyze what you're seeing. If it's, you know, if you go back then from here, go back to the results. If you liked it, it would give you an option on your version. Like this is just a preview for me, but on your version you would have like a little heart shape here, and if you hovered over the heart, you can either love it, mark it as a possibility, or discard the listing. And that's super helpful for us as agents to have that feedback so that we can help to refine that search. You're also able to leave notes as well. And that's where you say, hey, I love this house, but I hate the pool, or you know, you just give little commentary like that, and that helps out to where we can then have a better grasp on what your must-haves and what your don't-haves and what your likes and don't likes are. So that way you get a stronger feel for what we get a stronger feel of what you're looking for, and we can help get you better, more quickly into that perfect home. So I just wanted to give you that quick overview. Let's take a peek at a little bit behind the curtain of what we do and how all this works, so that you can really see that there are so many ways that we can narrow our searches on the backside that we can almost narrow it too much. So sometimes, we'll eliminate certain things, like in my book, because so many houses have been updated. Uh, Older houses are being re-renovated. I don't usually like to include a year built, so I'll remove that. Or say that the price that they want to land at is $425. Sometimes I'll put it in there at maybe 5% over, so I'll put it at like $445 or less. So you just get different kinds of results as you go through these things, and change your parameters and your criteria. So I hope that helps a little bit, where you can kind of see what some of these homes are like and what our searches are like. And there you go.